Alive and Well is brought to you by Pine Rest Christian Mental Health Services.
This segment is sponsored by Pine Rest. 10 years ago, an innovative program called the Mother and Baby Program opened at Pine Rest Christian Mental Health Services. Only the second in the country at the time, the program offers hope for individuals struggling with mental illness, such as depression or anxiety, during pregnancy or postpartum. Dr. Andrea McFerren, psychiatrist for the Mother and Baby Program, joins us now to talk more about it. Hi, Dr. McFerren.
Catherine, how are you?
I am well, thank you. Thanks for spending some time with us. 10 years of this important program. Talk a bit about what it does.
Yeah, absolutely. We are really excited to celebrate our 10 years. The Mother and Baby program was really innovative whenever it came into Pine Rest and in Michigan at the time, like you mentioned. So it is kind of a daily intensive treatment program. I like to describe it to patients as kind of like school or just like they're going for the day, like a day camp.
Mhm.
Go home in the evenings, which is really nice because they can kind of practice some of the skills they learn throughout the day. They come during the day, they have groups where they learn different skills, meet with different case managers, myself, nursing staff throughout the day, and then they can bring their children with them. So infants under 9 months are welcome to come to the treatment program. Pretty early on, we recognized that this was a barrier for a lot of individuals to be able to come to the program. And also when we think about postpartum mental illness, one of the big issues is definitely bonding with the child. And so we want to be able to create a space where they can practice that, practice separating if they're feeling nervous about separating, but also practice being there with the child and caring for them.
I
We have a
mentioned,
kitchen, a nursery, and so, yeah, we just want to be able to provide all those services.
I love it. Yeah, talk a bit more about that, the kinds of conditions. I know I mentioned depression, anxiety. What else do you try to help with?
Yeah, so it kind of falls under a broad scape of what we call perinatal mood and anxiety disorders. The one most people think of is postpartum depression. So that tends to be the most researched and the one people think of. But there can also be a lot of anxiety, both in pregnancy and in the postpartum period. So some of those kind of natural instincts or parenting instincts kind of go into overdrive. And so there's can be really intense, scary thoughts about what if something happens to myself? What if something happens to the baby? Which can lead to just a lot of checking or feeling like they have to avoid the baby because they're scared they might accidentally hurt them. In more severe cases, it can lead to things like bipolar disorder, where people are just having a really hard time not being able to sleep at night, maybe having some odd thoughts of not being sure, what's real and what's not real. In very severe cases, there's something called postpartum psychosis that we also definitely treat.
Are there some signs and symptoms that folks should be looking out for, or maybe people who are kind of predisposed or most likely to have this happen for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So what can be challenging, and I hear this from a lot of postpartum individuals and pregnant individuals, is a lot of things that we think of when we think of depression and anxiety are actually really common and would be expected during pregnancy and postpartum, like difficulty with sleep, feeling really tired, changes in appetite. And so sometimes people are like, I'm not really sure if this is really depression or if this is just I'm exhausted because I have a new infant in the
That's
home.
right.
So some things that we try to clue them into is if the baby is sleeping, are you able to sleep? Or are there a lot of anxious racing thoughts going through your mind and you're not able to sleep even when your baby is sleeping? Or when you are awake, do you feel like you're just not able to relax? You're very restless all the time, having what we call scary thoughts. And like I mentioned before, sometimes those are scary thoughts about the baby. Sometimes those can be just really hopeless thoughts like, I am no good as a mom or a father. I'm never going to be able to do this. Um, the family would be better if I weren't here at all.
Mm.
And then also sometimes there can be a lot of guilt with just feeling like I don't really want to be with my child. I don't really want to connect with them. And obviously, no parent wants to experience that, which can bring a lot of shame. But those aren't uncommon thoughts. And so recognizing, is that impairing my ability to just be present in my day to day?
All right. Well, we want to let folks know they can learn more about the Pine Rest Mother and Baby Program at pinerest.org/moms, or you can call 1-800-678-5500. Thanks, Dr. McFerren.
Thank you.